Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is an energy healing for any kind of respiratory disease or illness that has to do with an infection in the chest. So, this is inspired by a person I met today who suffers from severe asthma, who is on heavy medication, and the doctors told her that she needed to get something even heavier soon. So I feel inspired to do this for anyone in a similar situation, especially as a fellow asthmatic who has it very much under control between the shamanism and the home remedies that I do. My heart really went out to her, right? So, yeah. So basically, what we're going to do is pull the dark energy out that manifested in the chest as illness. And then we're going to send divine healing energies in, right? So, whenever we're dealing with illness, there are several components, but it usually has to do with dark energy that was sitting in an area too long that then became physical, right? So, for example, if anyone wants to check out Louise Hay's list of symptoms, there are a whole bunch of websites that you can find online. I know for asthma, it usually she relates it to the emotional pain of feeling suffocated. So, for example, like in my case, I felt emotionally suffocated by my mother, who was an absolutely clingy, needy, controlling helicopter parent. So there may be variations, of course, depending on whatever the exact respiratory illness or disease is. Bronchitis is more of an inflammation, right? An infection that's more acute, but it might be chronic, right? So that might be a little bit different from the wheezing. That's kind of related to the feeling of suffocation, right? And any other respiratory illnesses, OCPD, for example, I didn't really specifically look it up, but I'm fairly certain that Louise Hay would have listed that as well, probably, or more under the general term of chest infection or something like that. But anyhow, so the general idea for today is that a lot of times it has to do with emotional trauma and feeling some form of, like, somehow the word grief popped into my head, but it doesn't have to be like grief in the traditional sense of grieving someone who passed away, but like emotional distress, more in that sense, right? So when we're really distraught and emotionally, maybe even in the sense of like mourning the freedom that we don't have because we feel so suffocated, something along those lines, right? Okay, so anyhow, enough said. Let's jump right in. So we're going to smudge and then call in our divine team and just get this done. All right. Oh, and I did put the tuning fork for the heart again, because a lot of times our heart needs to heal. So us learning to love ourselves more, right? So the heart healing, that helps a lot of different illnesses as well. Okay, so please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies. And transmute them into pure divine essence and return them to the universe for reintegration. And help us fully and completely step into our own inner divinity, as well as that all around us, and through that help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. I just want to get a little bit more smoke, so give me a moment here, please. I know this is going to be noisy again in front of the camera, but I want a little more. Okay, it went out pretty quickly, but it should just give us a little more there. It just felt like a bit more was needed. Oh, and I could actually use some of the sage too. Although this type of sage doesn't smell as good as the white sage, but it's still medicine in the sense of like purifying, right? Okay. Whew. All right, dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all four directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all four elements, air, earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. All right. Let us take a moment to give thanks and express our gratitude for all the blessings that we have in our lives. Today, especially, I want to give thanks for the air we breathe. Even if it's city air, that is not necessarily the cleanest, but many of us are lucky to live in cities that have green spaces, that have parks. So we are able to get a little bit better air quality there if we don't have a chance to actually leave the cities and totally go into the countryside. But yes, thank you. So also giving thanks for all the green spaces that we have access to. Thank you for all the plants that filter the air for us, that clean it for us. And thank you for all the animals as well that are in those parks, in those green spaces, that bring nature right into big urban areas. I have seen wild rabbits, deers, foxes, wolves, and coyotes in city parks. So that's pretty amazing. And I've seen a weasel, and I think a beaver. Yeah, I think, or at least part of a beaver. It was kind of submerged somewhat, but I'm quite certain it was a beaver. So, and of course, raccoons are normal in cities, and squirrels and so on. But I mean, the more unusual ones that I mentioned before. So we're very lucky that nature still finds a way to come to us as well, right? Oh, and a few years ago, I actually had an eagle land on my balcony railing. I think it was maybe 15 years ago at this point. I don't remember the exact timeline, but it was amazing. And at first I wasn't even sure, but just I Googled the size afterwards because the body sitting down was about 1 meter in length, like not with the wings open, but with the wings folded, right? So that was also really amazing. And actually, that was a moment that I'm very thankful for because it was a really amazing sign at the time. Okay. Oh, yes. And also for all the signs and the spiritual guidance that we get from animals, sometimes from plants as well, from trees, right? So with that being said, I also want to, yes, thank you, give thanks for all the medicinal plants that grow all around us if we're aware of it, right? Where we can also use them to help us heal. And there's lots of information on the internet. You can find lots of stuff. So if you have a specific area, you can Google that. But let us now get to this healing. Let today be focused on healing the chest by pulling those dark energies out, pulling out the emotional grief in the sense of the trauma that is stored and held, and also like in the sense of the grief of what we didn't have because we were limited, we were restricted, we were controlled, maybe forced, right? So the grief of not having been able to live our lives the way that we wanted to. So with that being said, let all that darkness be pulled out. I should have put my hair away. Let all that darkness be pulled out. And cast into the fire to be burnt away and transmuted into pure divine essence. And returned to the universe for reintegration. And Great Spirit of the Fire, as a conduit of the divine, please send all your healing energies, all your warmth, all your love into the chest space. And let the healing be ignited. Let it spread through the entire body, mind, spirit, soul, and energy field, through the emotional body, genetically, energetically, karmically, and in any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay. So I feel that we need a portal. So basically this is our ancestors that are forming a circle to stream in more of that divine healing light, basically kind of to act like a funnel to send it all into the chest space and let everything be energetically, fully and completely cleansed, cleared, and renewed. All emotional hurt, pain, suffering, trauma, and any other dark and low vibrational energies that we've absorbed, that were passed down through the generations, through our lineages, shall now and forever be cleared away and healed with the love that is entering, channeled through our ancestors into our emotional space. And for that, we shall have the heart frequency and let us take a deep breath in, breathing in the pure divine essence. Oh, and the picture jumped again. Okay, let us breathe in. Hold it for a moment and breathe out all that used up dark energy that was still lingering. If you want, you can repeat that 1 or 2 more times at your own pace. Breathe in, hold for a moment, and breathe out. And if you like, 1 more time, breathe in, hold, and breathe out. All right, that's it. If anybody would like to stay in these energies a bit longer, please pause the video. For the rest of us, let the ceremony now be finished. And let us give massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We totally appreciate all your help and assistance in all the healing that needs to be done, or with all the healing that needs to be done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let the ceremony now be fully and completely finished. Open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected by a 12D shield of golden light with the divine seal of protection. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, for being a part of this ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And also let me know down in the comments below what you felt during or after the ceremony. I really love to hear about it. And if anybody would like to contribute to the channel further, there's a PayPal link down below. And if you would like to join the Facebook group Alamanic Shaman, in the next few weeks, we're going to get started on the monthly support circle to help us find each other, to help each other, sorry, find a positive perspective to issues where we may feel stuck and we might not be able to see how that could be a blessing in disguise, right? So yeah, just helping lift each other out of possible darkness that we may feel stuck in, right? So I'm really looking forward to it, and really hope that I'll see many of you there. I look forward to it. And until then, I'm sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May truth and integrity always be with you. Bye, till next time.